Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, don't hang your heads, Oilers fans, too much. At the end of the day, you went to back Stanley Cup Finals. You guys should be absolutely thrilled by what your team did accomplish. I understand it hurts. The further you get in the playoffs, the more it hurts. Okay? It's just absolutely true. It always stings more. Obviously, there are some really frustrating things when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers. There are some things that they needed to change. There are some better management decisions that they needed to make, and unfortunately, they didn't make them. I was an advocate all year of them getting John Gibson. I was torn up by it from some people online saying, no, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine with, Calvin Pickard and Stuart Skinner. And I was like, listen, no, they're not. Okay. I disagree with that completely. I hoped I was wrong. I still did end up picking the Edmonton Oilers. I was wrong as well. Don't hang your heads too much. I think that this team is going to win the Stanley Cup in the next 5 years. Okay? Straight up. I think Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl in Edmonton will win the Cup. I just can't imagine how two elite players can't win the Cup like this. Now, in my opinion, I think that Stuart Skinner can be on a cup-winning team. I don't think that he can be the leader and the leading goalie on a cup-winning team. That's just my opinion. I just don't think that you can do that, okay? You need to ensure that you have a starting goalie, and I mean a true starting goalie. I was an advocate all year of them getting John Gibson. He has a 912 save percent average. Would that guarantee that they're going to win the cup? Of course not. But I would trust him over Stuart Skinner. I'm not saying he has the best contract. That's not the point that I'm making. I understand there's criticisms of that move. But if you can do that and you believe that gives you a better chance to win, then you need to do it. I'm okay with the Oilers taking on a bad contract or two if it means that they're going to win a cup, right? I'm sorry, but Stuart Skinner he just didn't look that good. He just never looked good. He had a below league average save percentage in pretty much every single game in the Cup Finals, I believe, except one. I'll try to find his statistics and put them up. I'm not going to blame it all on him, but you have to bring more to the table. So the biggest thing in this offseason, actually, you know what? I'll make this a question of the video. What do you think the biggest thing for the offseason for the Edmonton Oilers is? Like, what changes do they have to make from your Oilers fans' perspective? For me, it is goaltending. I'm actually okay with them keeping Stuart Skinner. I don't necessarily think they have to get rid of him, but my point is depth is everything in the playoffs. And when you have a team like the Florida Panthers, they will expose your lack of depth in certain areas. When the playoffs started with the Edmonton Oilers, I didn't like their depth in terms of their forward depth, but they really actually were fine. Like Corey Perry, for example, he was close to a point per game. I think he had like 10 goals or something. I'll put it up on the screen. I can't remember the exact stats right now. But he was a hell of a good player. So again, if he's willing to stay in Edmonton and willing to stay with your franchise and you can add more depth, especially in goal, you're going to be just fine. Now, we did get more news on Evan Bouchard today, which is that he and the Oilers have a tentative deal set in place, and the Edmonton Oilers are hoping that they can keep it under $11 million. So again, you have Connor McDavid, you have Leon Draisaitl, you have Evan Bouchard, you have depth, okay? They probably need to get rid of some bad contracts. I really don't like Darnell Nurse. I don't know how you guys feel about Darnell Nurse. I'm really not a huge fan of him. If they can find a way to get rid of some bad contracts, which is possible, you can find a way to figure it out, and number two, to add goaltending depth, how can you tell me that this team won't win a cup? Please tell me that this team won't win a cup. I would disagree with that. They would have everything. It's funny that the one team that they ran into that could win could beat them in the playoffs was the Florida Panthers, and that's exactly what happened. Now listen, I'm a certified Florida Panthers hater. Okay, I hate the Panthers more than anybody. I think that they're a dirty team. I don't like them at all. But at the end of the day, you have to respect them, man. They're good. I mean, back-to-back Cup champs. And at the end of the day, usually runs with Stanley Cup champions or dynasties in the Cap era in the NHL, they usually come in threes. So they went to 3 Cup finals. You never know. They might fall off a little bit. Maybe Sam Bennett doesn't decide to re-sign. Maybe, Ekblad leaves. I think Ekblad is really, really good. In my opinion, I really think he's a very good two-way number one defenseman. Maybe he leaves, and then we'll see. And then if they take a step back, I think that there's no teams that can beat the Edmonton Oilers in a 7-game series. The only team that I think could beat them in a 7-game series was the Florida Panthers, and unfortunately, that's what ended up happening. Obviously, it's going to be really interesting to see the Oilers' comments after this. I really want to see what Connor McDavid has to say about this. I just feel like, obviously, we saw Connor McDavid's locker room antics and him freaking out. He must be absolutely gutted again. One thing that I will say is a lot of people will say, hold on, Connor McDavid's going to leave for Toronto. That's not going to happen, okay? He loves being an Oiler. He's going to stay with the Oilers. I really hope that Connor McDavid stays an Oiler and wins as an Oiler, right? Like, I hope he finishes what he started. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I hope ends up happening in Edmonton. Anyways, to finish this guys off, Oiler fans, how are you feeling? I understand you guys might have just lost in the Cup Finals again, but hey, at the end of the day, man, you guys are a playoff team. You guys can win in the playoffs. I know you might feel gutted right now. Drop into the comments, but at the end of the day, I'm telling you right now, this team is going to win a Stanley Cup. You can book it down below. Anyways, I think I'm going to leave this video here. If you guys can make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys. And make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.